Hello, welcome back to tonight's tutorial. The card, the Two of Pentacles. So we'll begin with our figure and the keywords balancing, adaptability, duality, resourcefulness, adaptation, and stretching resources. The Two of Pentacles card shows a man dancing as he juggles two large coins. And the pentacles are surrounded by this infinity sign, which tells us that this person can handle all of the issues and manage his life with grace. In the background, two ships on giant waves reinforce balance and act of being able to keep things juggling as he is looking at some rough and choppy waters, but still he's managing to stay afloat. Two of Pentacles is showing us the ups and downs in life, and it shows that sometimes chaos surrounds us. The man lives a carefree life, hopping or dancing joyfully, handling all that's coming towards him. I think as long as it's for the short term, we are able to show what we're made of and manage things. The Two of Pentacles is about balance. The coins are displayed precariously. Any small change of maybe the weather or the wind, weight, can tip them up, his own actions, and send them falling to the ground. So there are people that are around him that may be in a place where they're not industrious or able to deal with this kind of energy. So he might be trying to show that he is prepared for two aspects of life, and he's trying to keep balance in a perfect way. And this could be in all areas of your life. It's one's life this is representing in the Suit of Pentacles. The balancing act is showing that this can actually be that you are deeply concerned about two different aspects, major things in our life. These are not light matters, and these are things that are already around us. It's not worrying about what's going to happen. He's dealing with what you've got in hand. He's holding that in the hand, like that Ace of Pentacles. Now he's got one in each. Now it's like, how do I manage this then? So it's time to step back and understand the situation better. If I'm multitasking, it is a card of multitasking, you might save time or make the situation worse. It's a card of saying you can do this for a short period. Maybe you need to cut down on tasks, concentrate on the two factors that are troubling you the most. It's showing that because the Pentacles, that everything's come together, because Pentacles, of course, are all the elements merged. You've obviously done an excellent job at managing to keep things stable, and that you are adapting. So this is about adaptability. And this is about the changes that will require you to keep continually rebalancing. If we are looking at somebody asking about love, people go, oh, what the heck does it mean if you get the Two of Pentacles? It simply means that we've got an inability to provide the energy and the time required to make our partners happy. We're multitasking. So we've been asked to look at our partnerships, the main priority. But when you've got all that madness in other areas of your life, it's very hard to devote your attention to your loved ones. If you're asking about finances, this card is answering, you need to actually look and toe the line a little bit. And you should have, when you're in this card, if you draw it, you should already have a bit of a clear picture of the financial situation you're already in. And you've got to plan your finances accordingly. And you've got to control your expenditure and try and increase your income to create a solid foundation for the future. This card also can actually tell us that we are not just multitasking, but maybe we've got two jobs or two part-time jobs, or that we are doing our main job and trying to set an enterprise up. It's implying that you are multitasking in areas that are about financial concerns, and that usually is our jobs. And it's one of those cards where you're trying to do something so that you can get your income stream to create a more solid foundation for the future. And if we're looking at well-being, this is a card that asks you to balance well-being and responsibilities. It's easy to make yourself the last priority when this card's coming up, because you've got so much that you don't want to drop the balls, do you? You don't want to drop the pentacles. It should always be for a short term. This is not something it can keep doing. It's got to be for the short term, all right? This can also be a card, very important point in readings is this can actually be internal transfers at work. So if somebody has a reading and they're asking about their career or job, they might be applying for a new job. The difference between this is internal, where you're shifting from A to B within. Look at the infinity symbol as if that was the organization. So let's take the industry that you're in, or the corporation, whatever it is. You're in a hospital, you're moving from one place to the other within the hospital. You could look at the hospital as figure of 8, and you could see that you've got that internal shift from one place to another. But if we're looking at something new, she's got it. Well done, my lady. Yes. So the major arcana card would be the Fool. Now, if the Fool was next to this, what do you say about that, passionate Saji? Because that's actually two different things, isn't it? We've got new, and then we've got this. So if you put the two together on its own, you've got the answer here. We've got the Fool and all the answers. We've got a brand new job elsewhere, not where you are right now. If you've got this as your minor arcana card, and you've got the Fool, you're saying a new position in work. Yes, that's correct. Most importantly, a new position, internal transfers, or a new position within the organization. Remember, I said it cannot be more than one job. So you get the Fool, got it new. So it's new that you're now having an internal transfer, or two separate roles. Can you see? Been divided. All right. So you might be a teacher, but also now deputy head in the school. Look at the landscape. It's within that. Just reminding you, we are in the element of Earth, or the astrological signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's go back to love. Everybody wants love readings, don't they? I was in there, the majority of what people phone up about. People that come to see in person, more interested in their lives. Depends on what kind of organization you do your tarot readings in. Friends and family tend to come and see something that's on their mind that's happening out of the blue or needs advice. So they're not looking for you to, it's not spiritual advice. So Mind, Body and Spirit exhibitions, they're looking to grow, they're looking to actually know what to do next in life, are they on the right path, those kind of things. Let's just look at the fact that if it's love question, this is probably something I'm going to put on a bit of a balancing act when the Two of Pentacles comes up in a tarot love reading. Yeah. And it generally appears when you've got so many responsibilities that you need to take care of. And it might be the last thing on your mind. You might feel you're juggling too many things, relationship, career, family, and all those issues that go with that. They all require effort. And Pentacle people are people that don't do things by half measures. And when it's coming up in a reading, what I mean is, that's an aspect of you. All right? If this comes up and it's your reading, it's about you. They're asking about someone else, it's also about them, but it's about the person having the reading, the current. If you're juggling, that's relationship, career, family, be careful. Take care of yourself as well, because that can go by the by, and you cannot keep this up for too long. So if you're multitasking, it should be for a short while. Juggling too many things, you can only do that for a short while because it's requiring both hands and all your attention. If you were juggling that, you can't keep juggling and do everything. You'd have to put the pentacles down to eat, sleep, dress, wash, do what you need. If this is coming up and somebody's asking about new love because they're single, it's saying that you've got to really weigh up whether or not you've got room in your life or a relationship. People may want it, but they may not realise quite the responsibilities it's necessary in order to be fair to themselves or someone else and to actually give it a chance. You need to look at whether or not you've got that priority in your life to be able to work out what to do. Career, as I said, it's definitely one of those where you've got to look at, you're probably juggling so many projects and you've got to learn how to draw the line because it can only happen for a short period of time. It's probably hectic. You might find you're being dumped on last minute where things that you weren't meant to be doing, you now find yourself, it's your responsibility. And now what turned out to be a favour, yeah, weighing up the pros and cons, absolutely. But in this regard, if it's like work, is where you are probably, people give you things to do and flatter you, saying, oh, you're very good at that, you'll get that done, wouldn't you? And all you do is a favour. How many people have done something as a favour and then all of a sudden it's assumed that it's your responsibility? And you've got to, you're probably doing it thinking, they probably notice how good I am and give me a promotion. They're not going to want to lose the fact that you are handy to have around, so they're certainly not going to move you along to someone else. Think about it that way. So others can be impressed at how much you can handle and how resourceful you can be. But this should always be, I stress, a temporary state. Got to be wary that you don't take on more work than you can handle. People will just expect you to do it because you're good-natured. They don't want to do it. If this continues, you've got to work out, hang on a minute, it's for the short term, or I need compensation for doing this, and it's for the short term. And sometimes this card can point towards you wanting to do it because you're balancing your career goals with life. While working your day shift, you're studying for something else to get out of that rut. And the Two of Pentacles suggests that you're now working hard to pay bills, robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's a real juggling act right now because things can be extremely tight. Okay. Sometimes the Two of Pentacles can also emphasize the need to make some really big choices regarding money. And that can make you feel very uncertain or as if you're not on any solid ground. And things can change quickly when we get the Two of Pentacles. They throw it to you and you catch it. You've got to keep it all up in the air. Everything's up in the air. You can't be hesitant about making choices. You can be so busy multitasking that you're trying to come out of the situation and remain fine. When you're multitasking, if we look at this card, we see a young man dancing. And the Two of Pentacles is suggesting that he's juggling those two coins. That infinity symbol links those coins together, showing man can handle unlimited problems. Time management, another key word for this card. Energy and resources. In the background, ships are showing they're bobbing up and down on the waves. Another sign that's life's ups and downs and our emotions and our ability to focus despite the emotional roller coaster. When it appears in a reading, you're juggling priorities, roles, responsibilities. You might be a working parent, you might have got general manager's role, or you might be looking after your elderly parents or caring for someone. And yet you've still got everything that everyone else has got on their plate at work, and because you're nice and overcompensating for the fact that you're feeling a bit guilty, you're not firing on all cylinders, you can overcompensate. How often have we all done that? So this is a card showing me you're doing an excellent job. People can take for granted, and you've got to be very careful that your boundaries are in. You're taking what life's throwing at you, but don't take your eye off the ball about yourself, okay? Just coping with all the demands means that you could lose sight of yourself, be so busy managing that you're not making yourself happy. and that would be a dreadful shame. So this is definitely about being able to manage our priorities and looking at the line between coping and losing control. The line can be very thin. So you've got to manage your time, yourself, your energy, and your resources to remain in balance. All right? I'm going to show you this. All two cards in tarot reflect moments where there are two contrasting or complementary forces. And the theme of balance is about managing these forces, while choice is about deciding how to respond to those choices. Now, the Two of Cups, which is water, is the emotional duality. So that's the balance in partnerships, of relationships, and mutual understanding. The Two of Pentacles, which is what we're studying, is earth. And this is about practicality, duality, balancing material aspects like work, finances, and daily life responsibilities. Two of Swords is air, is mental duality. I wanted a very bold statement of yin and yang and opposites being able to come together. And in the Two of Swords, that mental duality, that yin, that yang, all that internal conflict between the opposing thoughts or emotions need clarity. And the Two of Wands, which is fire. Now this is visionary duality. It's the balancing two potential futures or opportunities, evaluating which path to take. Two of Cups, water, emotional duality, balance in partnerships, relationships, mutual understanding. Two of Pentacles, practical duality, balancing material aspects like work, finances, daily lives, responsibilities. And the Two of Swords is air, mental duality, the internal conflict between the opposing thoughts or the emotions that need clarity. The Two of Wands is fire, visionary duality, the balancing of two potential futures or opportunities and evaluating which path to take. Balance, how each suit demonstrates it. So in the Two of Cups, the emotional balance, unity in relationships, where both of the partners bring their energy in harmony. That's what we're being told with this card. Two of Pentacles is the balancing and fluctuating of responsibilities and trying to find stability between the competing demands. The Two of Swords is the mental balance between conflicting ideas, how we feel, and trying to achieve that clarity despite all of that confusion. Two of Wands is balancing the vision and the action, where one evaluates future opportunities before making a confident decision. Choice. How choices are presented in the two cards, i.e. the twos in the suits. And the Two of Cups, a choice to commit or not to a relationship, to nurture or withdraw from the emotional connection. Two of Pentacles is the choice in how to allocate energy between different life responsibilities and the juggling act in our lives. Two of Swords is the choice to decide between the two conflicting options that requires mental clarity and resolution. Two of Wands is the choice which path to go down, which opportunity to invest in for future growth and success. The key symbols to look for within the two cards, i.e. the number 2. Two of Cups, there's the emotional connection. Often we're shown two figures, depending which deck you use, but the Rider-Waite deck, often two figures are facing each other. This symbolises mutual respect. When we look at the Two of Pentacles, it shows a figure juggling, symbolising balance amid all the changes. And Two of Swords is the mental conflict. So the crossed swords symbolise indecision. Often we see a blindfold to indicate a need for clearer insight. Two of Wands, action and ambition. A figure's holding a globe or standing at a crossroad, symbolising contemplation and future choices when we see Rider-Waite based deck. So duality is all the twos in the suits reflecting into balance, opposing forces or perspectives. There's a common theme there. So whether in emotions, responsibilities, decisions or ambitions, the two cards, number 2 in cards, as in the minor arcana, encourage equilibrium. So the choice is where in the twos, the number 2 in the minor arcana, offers opportunities for decision making, where the querent must choose which direction to take, often requiring inner reflection and external action. A lot there, isn't there? Yeah? An awful lot going on there, as you could see. The twos in tarot, if you know your numbers, it will help you. So 2 is about choice, balance, duality. I wanted to give you something visual to work with. This card makes us feel we haven't got enough time, we're in a rush, and really busy. Sometimes taking a break is one of the most powerful and productive things you can do because it resets everything. Think about times when so much is happening and you think, got to get a breath of fresh air or just nip out of this particular environment, i.e. the office or wherever it is you're working from. And just by taking yourself away, you walk back later and everything's different. Everything's moved on. And so you're not getting it. You're not getting that stress because you've walked away temporarily, probably not thought about anything apart from how to navigate yourself from A to B. But it's enough to actually revitalize and refresh everything. So it can be the most productive thing we do. The Two of Pentacles can appear when you get caught up in demands and lose sight of the bigger picture. When you get this card, some good questions to ask would be, what life do I want? How can I reorganize and reschedule to create the life that I desire? And so That's in your hands. The cards can only help you with the psychology of everything. It's not about the cards giving advice. They can point out obvious things you need to focus on, caught up or lost in strange scenarios. Two of Pentacles invites you to manage your time and priorities carefully. The workload is high. You need to stay focused and productive and get everything done. And this is where you might benefit from a to-do list or an assistant or business coach to help you make the right changes. Time management is crucial to juggling a variety of priorities and keeping your head above water. This is a card that reminds you to pay attention to general administration, bills, managing your finances, staying on top of your commitments, keeping your diary, maintaining it. Avoid attending to essential deadlines. This card tells you to be aware of the concept of balance and those parts of life where you may have it and where you may not. And we saw duality in the video earlier. It's just about, you could have complete opposites, like your home life's completely pulling in one direction, and then you've got people at work pulling you just as hard, and you feeling caught up in the middle, not knowing which way to turn because there's only so much of you. And if you overcompensate for one, it's not going to work. And if you give equally, they're going to expect it. So it's one of those where you can show you can do it, but it's temporary. And even if we're looking to actually save for a rainy day and keep balancing our finances just in case something pops up, you can't keep doing that permanently. You should at some point change that. Stabilize your work and family commitments. Sounds great, doesn't it? But you also need to be able to give one a higher priority one week and maybe the other the next. When this card appears, it's a reminder to be patient, boundaries for yourself, flexibility, adaptability, juggling your responsibilities while you get new things started. But this is not permanent because it's not sustainable. You need to be ready to swap around activities. Even when we say about having 2 part-time jobs. I knew a lady for years that had a full-time job and a part-time job to pay the mortgage. And she was still doing that, coming up for her pension. It's too long, far too long. And before that, she'd really studied and probably ended up not using all of that education. She couldn't get the position. And the only way she could do what she was doing was to keep it going. Not the right way. And played havoc with her well-being, her physical health. I'm telling you, you cannot do that for 30 odd years, which is what I'm describing about this. And this was not a client, this is somebody I know. All right. You've got to be ready to mix, match, swap, accommodate, and go with it. 1 minute, you're getting my full attention, you're getting my full attention. Now I'm giving myself full attention. So for a short time, and then I will actually be able to think, I'm not going to do this anymore. And while I've walked away from it, come up with a solution. I don't want 2 part-time jobs. I don't want a full-time job and a part-time job. You can only do it for a certain period. It's fine to be given the opportunity to get that, to get from A to B. Most students are studying, but they've also got a part-time job. That shouldn't be forever. That shouldn't be the permanent state. That should be for a period of time. When it comes to exam times, way before exams, they should be stopping that. Cannot keep it going. It acknowledges that we are wearing many hats, managing responsibilities, multitasking, and robbing Peter to pay Paul. The pressure will get to you. There's no point going, again, I've done that, I'm going to do it again because now I'm going to do this. You've got to put your attention into you and make sure that you can deliver it over the long term. So effective time management, breaking things down, staying focused on the task that is the most important. And of course, sometimes people say, I can do this forever in a day, but it will become overwhelming and it will start to have an effect upon your well-being. You become resentful and you become miserable, and you will feel that people take advantage of you because when you said no, they didn't like it and you were so tired. And this is also when we're considering, it's a career question, it's like you are looking at your options and maybe looking at how you're going to actually make that happen by maybe taking on some study or being an apprentice while doing your day job. We've all done it, students do it, fine. We don't keep doing it, and we don't do it to the detriment of the final goal, or to be able to say, that's how I actually live week to week. I cannot stop doing it. We won't survive if I stop. Cannot be that kind of plan. You would need to be paying attention to only this. It will exclude every other area in your life. All right. So let's look at the Two of Pentacles as a person. Okay. So Two of Pentacles, people are always busy, multitaskers. They're perpetually got something on the go, and they juggle various elements of their lives. And sometimes they manage to be a parent or an employee or a business owner. They can be a mentor, a volunteer, all at the same time. Their lives may appear to be chaotic, but those kind of people doing that will have got a strategic plan. Sometimes while they're so happy with their multiple goals, they can't give you their full attention. And as a result, obviously, some areas of their life may suffer. If you are looking for love, looking at the places where it could happen, the fact that it may be connected in somewhere with where you're working. But it's also a reminder that do you have enough time? Do you have enough time if this comes along? Are you going to take your eye off the ball and drop the lot of what you're doing? Or are you going to sacrifice yourself and do this and miss the chance because you're sending out the wrong signals or you weren't paying attention? So it could be all you've got to do is actually go, do you know what, this is not the right time for me, but hold on a minute, can you give me a period of time, a couple of weeks? Let me see how I can sort something out, because I can't see this working in the way that I'm doing it. So those responsibilities and projects can have you bogged down, and you won't be putting the priorities of anything together if you're actually feeling you're resentful or that you are not addressing matters in your own life. So if this came up in a spiritual sense, for someone who's asking about their spirituality, it would be, are you so consumed with day-to-day stuff and your affairs and your duties that you don't have time for your spiritual development? This is asking you to focus on both and try and create a little space so that you can navigate this in a smooth way. And it's just one of those things of saying you need to make time. And this is a card, as I said, the number 2 in tarot, in the minor arcana, is balance, harmony, and interaction. It's asking you to stay flexible to the changes, to life's upheavals of being up and down, so you enjoy the ride rather than fight it. Brush up on juggling skills, stay focused. The situation is temporary. It's a juggling act, simple as that. It is stressful, and people can sometimes feel it requires so much concentration. I quite like it. You need to be coping well to manage this. You can't focus on everything. Something's going to get dropped. And that might be your finances, might be your career, might be your family, might be your friends. You can't give to everything. You can only stay on top with quick thinking. Different when we said if it's a personality that's like this, it just implies that they're able to flip from one thing to another because they organized it that way. What we're talking about is not the personality of the Two of Pentacles like I was describing. We are talking quite simply about the fact that this is in your material world, your situation. We've got to make sure that we stay on top of that situation. And we might have to do some real quick thinking. So the time to let the mind work out the life changes you wish for yourself. The message with this card is pay attention by all means. Also pay attention to you. To be flexible, to be prudent. Life can be a challenge. But don't get so bogged down with what you're doing that you are only focused on this, because no matter how long you do it for, if you do not think yourself out of the situation, it will do it for you, or you'll be stuck. Imagine being a martyr for a mortgage. There's more to life. You can't do it permanently. This should always be that you are focusing, but looking at the way out. This completion of one of those pentacles coming to conclude so that you can focus back on the holistic self, so that you are maintaining balance between more than one part of your life at a time, such as your home, work, play. It can signal the right way to get our finances sorted out, but you've got to have a sensible approach. It's showing that you will cope, but just because you're coping doesn't make it right. It can show sometimes that you're balancing two relationships. I'm not talking about cheap timing, I'm talking about trying to keep maybe our families or our friends happy, as well as our partner or our partner against the children, whatever it is. It shows we need to make decisions, and those decisions, financial decisions, cash flow, balancing act, juggling, everything, cash flow, ups and downs, money coming in, money going out, transfers, profits, losses. Our ambitious young man in this card seems to be doing everything and making it work for him. He's obviously got a long-term goal in mind, and he accepts that he's got to work hard to achieve that. And it is hard work. You know, we're seeing him hopping from foot to foot, juggling. And one pentacle's high in that figure of 8 loop. Then it's the lemniscate. And this represents endless flow of energy, the ups and downs. All energy is recycled. Yin and yang, night and day. All those colours that you saw. And if you missed that, please do go back and have a quick look, because I wanted to make a very powerful statement about the pentacles, because it is very much the earth matters and not just money. It's about the decisions we make about our financial security and the kind of things that happen in our material world. Things that are tangible, real. Not daydreaming, I got to deal with this. This is in front of me right now and I can't ignore it. It's the cycle that continues forever. And it's about how we use that energy. Because what goes round comes round. Money's energy, isn't it? We all know that. What comes in on one hand is a habit of going out on the other hand rather quickly. So we've got to be aware of that too. And it's so the exchange for goods and services, money changing hands. Unless the cycle's maintained, the world would collapse, wouldn't it? Our commerce and trade would disappear. Energy and money go hand in hand. The more money you've got, the more money you can generate. Money makes money. It's a fact of life. Energy makes energy. So if we deplete it, sometimes we're being told, yeah, money makes money. Sometimes a small investment can get the ball rolling and creates the momentum. So we sometimes have to do this. So this is not a no, don't do it. It's just be aware, you're in charge, and take your eye off the ball about you. And don't be a slave to this because you're so busy focusing. Okay? Quick reminder to everybody, the podcasts are there for you if you want to have a look at them. They're on my YouTube channel. You can actually always go and have a look at those. The courses are there also. Big word that I want to put out there. The courses are on my website. They are video-based. They are not classroom situations. There are no workbooks. There are no PDFs. There are no questions. There are no quizzes. They are videos. And the videos, if you think they're like this, you're wrong. This has been facts and education. I can only educate so much. If you think that's enough, that's fine. The more you know, the more pleasure it is. And no, I haven't taught you my methods. I've only suggested that you use pairs. That's only a drop in the ocean of how it actually all works. And unless you do all of the courses, you will never know. There have been people asking for pictures and questions and quizzes and email support and groups. No, it's a video digital course. If it's not for you, people are getting a little confused. They are video-based only. Simple as that. You get your courses on there and they're yours. And you do what you want with them. The work is down to you. Thank you very much, everybody, for your company tonight. Passionate Saji, thank you for the lovely comments and keeping me company here. Thanks to Tony, my moderators, and everybody that's been supporting me on this channel. It's always lovely to have your company. And wishing you a beautiful weekend. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. See you soon. Bye for now.